welcome to the Triple Crown Puroresu Podcast, heard right here on BodySlamNet. Very happy to be here again this week, and joining me, as always, is my man, Ethan Black. Ethan, what's going on today, my man?
I'm doing good, Lewis. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good too. I'm glad we got a lot of people jumping into the stream right now. The numbers are going up, which are great. Always good to be here. Again, BodySlam.net, your number one source for professional wrestling news, interviews, and of course, podcast, Ethan. And Ethan has just disappeared on me. We had just started and Ethan has walked. Okay, Ethan is back. All right, man. So All Japan Pro Wrestling Champion Carnival 2024 is in the books. It was a great carnival, great tournament, lots of great matches. And joining us right now was one of the participants of Champion Carnival 2024. He finished with 6 points. He is the current Emerge Outbreak champion. Very happy to welcome to the show, Lord Crewe. Let's bring out Lord Crewe.
Hey,
Lord,
how's it going, guys?
Today? Okay,
I'm good,
how you doing
man.
Today?
I want to thank both you gentlemen for having me on. This is really cool. Thanks.
All right, cool, man. So do I just call you Lord? Is that the
go by Crewe?
Cool?
We'll just do Crewe. Yeah,
we'll go by Crewe.
Yeah,
that's good. That's good. That's cool. So so Champion Carnival 2024 in the books. Before we talk about that, I have to ask, man. I saw your tweet on Twitter or X. As soon as you got off the plane, seems like you went right to this place called Gold Star Chili. Those chili dogs looked absolutely amazing. How were they? And did you eat all 4 of them, man?
So Cincinnati style chili is a huge thing where I live. And I've been a Gold Star kid since I was, old enough to eat them. And a couple years ago, I did this really stupid thing when the Bengals won the AFC Championship to go to the Super Bowl. I shotgunned a can of Cincinnati style chili and it kind of went viral and it made Barstool in the local news and all that. So after that, Gold Star has they started following me and they send me stuff periodically. So I tend to put them over on social media a little bit. And yeah, so 4 is nothing. Usually I do 5 or 6. So yeah, the 4 went down, but my stomach was so accustomed to the good Japanese food that processed stuff went right through me. It was rough.
Oh man. How do you shot? Is that still on YouTube? How do you shotgun a can of chili?
So Cincinnati style chili is more of a condiment than it is a chili. It's more of a sauce.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't easy, but I said online that I would do it if the Bengals went to the Super Bowl. So
okay,
I'm a man of my word.
Right. Okay, there you go, man. I will never shotgun a can of chili, just so we know that.
I'll never do it again. Lesson learned.
Okay, man. Cool, man. All right, so let's get into All Japan Pro Wrestling Champion Carnival 2024. You were a participant. I was always curious, what led to your participation in the tournament?
So I wrestle a lot here in the States for the United Wrestling Network, which is found and ran by David Marquez. And apparently the All Japan office reached out and asked if he had anyone who he thought would be interesting for the carnival. He put my name into the hat, and I woke up the morning of Valentine's Day to a text with, here's the dates, here's the travel dates. And then I woke up 8 o'clock in the morning and I audibly reacted to the text message. And my girlfriend rolls over in bed. She goes, "This better be good." For me to be that, excited that early in the morning. And then when I told her what was going on, she's like, "Okay, I can let this one slide." Yeah.
So it was totally unexpected, huh? Totally unexpected.
It all happened. It all happened really fast. I know that a couple years ago, there was some question on if I would have interest in going over there. And I said, absolutely, Japan's always been the goal for me. But that was still at a time where they weren't letting as many people into the country because it was still kind of fresh off the heels of the pandemic. So it kind of fell dead in the water for a little while. And then when it got brought back up, you know, I got excited all over again, and then it ended up happening. So.
Wow. So was Japan always a goal for you? You always wanted to get to Japan?
Yeah. So, admittedly, before I became a wrestler, I had very little knowledge of Japanese wrestling, or really wrestling outside of what, you know, you would see on television. But once I got into the business and I fell more in love with it, I started learning as much as I could about wrestling from all over, and, you know, the different levels to it. And once I found Japanese wrestling, it was a style that I loved. I'm a fan of, you know, the hard hitting and, you know, more old school type of a feel. So
Yeah.
it was right up my alley. And once I decided that was my goal, I had actually, for a couple years, and I just changed it before I got on the plane to go over, the background of my phone for years was Korakuen Hall. And I set that there as a reminder to myself to continue to work hard to attain my goals. And that was my goal. So to have the opening match of the tournament in Korakuen Hall was very poetic, because that was like all of that coming full circle, to be able to have my first match in Japan in the place that I've had as my phone wallpaper for several years.
That actually was my next question. I was going to ask you about Korakuen Hall. So your first match of the tournament against Ryuki Honda. So let me ask you, you're about to walk through the curtain at the legendary Korakuen Hall. Your music's about to hit. What's going through your mind at this time? Like, holy shit, I'm about to walk into Korakuen Hall and wrestle a match in Champion Carnival. Or what's going through?
So there was a lot going through my head, and it all kind of started early in the day when I very first got there. And, you know, because you come in through the backside of the building, you go up an elevator, and then once you walk out into the area where the ring is and all of that, you know, it's just like, it's something that I've seen a million times in photo, video, you know, and some of just the historical stuff that has happened in that building. When I walked in there and saw it with my own eyes, I just got this overwhelming feeling of just like, you know, holy crap, man, I'm here. You know, I'm in that building now that, you know, Brody and Masawa, Kabashi, all of those guys have been here, and I could kind of feel that energy in there. And so that in and of itself was a very special feeling. And then when we all came out wearing the sashes for the opening ceremony of the carnival. So to backtrack like 5 minutes, we did a little 10-bell salute thing for Akebono, who had just passed away.
Yeah.
So that was actually my first time walking out in front of fans, but that was a little bit different because it's a more of a somber, you know, feeling where, you know, you're paying respects to a great one who is gone. So, you know, I kind of didn't really wrap my head around it in that moment, just because I was, you know, paying my respects, and, you know. But then when I came back out for the opening ceremony and I stood in the ring, and then that's when I really took that minute to look around and just kind of absorb what was going on and the scope of where I was. And that's when it really hit me. And I was like, holy crap, man, like, I'm about to do this. So then, like you said, when I'm behind the curtain, music starts playing. It's weird when you hear that music, you almost go into another world in your brain, because it's like you're no longer in the normal world. You're in wrestling world now. So it's like, it doesn't matter the size of the arena, the size of the crowd, you know, where you are, because once you walk through, it's all the same. You know, it's you're doing the same thing you do all the time. It's just the setting might be a little bit different. But so once I got out there and got in my groove, it just felt like another day at the office.
Yeah, well, you mentioned some legendary names. It is a prestigious tournament, the Champion Carnival.
Yeah, absolutely.
Past winners: Giant Baba, Abdul the Butcher, Stan Hansen, Mitsuharu Masawa, Keiichi Muto. Was there any nervousness going in, because all these legendary stars have been a part of past tournaments?
Of course, there's huge shoes to fill there. You know, it's when in a tournament as prestigious as the Carnival is, you know, you're held to a certain expectation to go out and, you know, really perform well and, you know, impress the fans. And especially going into a company that I've never worked for before, to go in and just immediately jump into their most prestigious tournament that adds another level of pressure, because now you're being expected to impress these fans and show them why you were the guy who was picked to come. You know what I mean? There's millions of people in this world, but you are the one who got picked to come and do this.
Yeah.
So, you know, in a field of 16 people, you better bring it, or you're going to have a lot of people, whether it be on the internet or just the fans in the seats themselves, going, you know, why this guy? You know, it could have been anyone. Why him? So, you know, you have that extra layer of pressure to really bring it.
Yeah, I'll be the first to admit I didn't know who you were until Champion Carnival. Your first match against Ryuki Honda, and Ethan can back me up on this. After the match, I said, this guy, Lord Crewe, is something special. You could back me up on that. I did say that on the podcast. You were really impressive in the first match. I thought Honda was going to... There you go. Thanks, man. I thought Honda was going to beat you. You know, I thought you were going to lose to Rei Saito. I was like, I was shocked when he beat Rei Saito, because that was my guy to win it all. But when you're challenging so many different people, like with different styles, like I mentioned Rei Saito, you defeated Hideki Suzuki as well. You got Yuma Anzai, Hartley Jackson. Was it a challenge to adapt to everybody's style? I mean, because everybody has like a different style.
Yes and no. And the reason I say that is because, you know, I've been wrestling nearly 10 years. So I've run into different people of different styles all along the way. So, you know, it's kind of something that just comes with the job, is that, you know, you have to be adaptable. You have to figure out, you know, that's also how you make a plan of attack for your current opponent. Like with Hideki Suzuki, catch wrestler, you know, excellent grappler. That's not my strong suit. So I'm trying to not play his game and make him play my game. So I did a lot of homework on All Japan. They're like, you know, who's there now, what they do. So that way I kind of had a good idea of what to expect when I stood across the ring from them.
I just want to go back for a minute. When Cyrus attacked Kento Miyahara in the opening ceremonies, were you thinking, well, maybe I should make my own statement and just clothesline the hell out of Cyrus?
I mean, that certainly would have been one way to make a statement. But, you know, I was like, you know what, man, I'm the new guy here. I'm just going to let them handle their business, and we'll see myself out. You know, I'm going to go get dressed and get ready for my stuff. You know, those boys those boys will sort it out. You know, that's, you know, where I grew up. You kind of learn, if you see something going on, don't try to involve yourself. Just, you know, let the situation unfold, let the cooler heads prevail, and, you know, you know, you never want to poke your nose in someone else's, you know, business, because it might not end well for you. So
yeah, that's true. That's true, man. So which match of the tournament was your favorite?
That's honestly, I think for a couple reasons, maybe my match with Hartley Jackson might have been my favorite. I think him and I put on a damn good match. And there was just something slightly special about that one that I don't know how many of the viewers, and I don't know how well, you know, again, I haven't gone back and rewatched it, but where we were was Sanjo City, Niigata, which was Baba's hometown. So to wrestle in Baba's hometown, and it was like, you know, this is the 25-year anniversary of him passing on. So there was just, to me, something kind of special about that, you know, just to be in the hometown of the man who started the whole thing, and to put on what I thought was a pretty good match there. You know, that was cool to me. But I think every match is going to always hold a special place to me, because just, you know, it was my first tour of Japan, and it was so much to wrap my head around. You know, I was telling somebody when I got back, now that I'm home and I'm like back in my routine, that whole last month just felt like a fever dream. You know what I mean? Like, it just felt like it didn't even really happen. But I would say that, and then also
it happened, man.
Match.
It really happened.
Yeah, it happened.
Really did happen.
Yeah,
It
but
really
then
did happen,
also
man.
I think the tag match at the finals with Hartley, I think that was really fun too. And that venue was
Yeah.
super cool. Crowd was huge. Crowd was on fire
Yeah.
that night. So that was a fun one too. So.
Yeah, I want to talk about that tag team match in a bit because I have a very important question I want to ask you on that one.
Okay.
But Ethan, do you have any questions before I go on, or
Oh yeah.
you want to jump in
So,
with a question? Or
yeah, I got one. So what when you got 6 points at Champion Carnival, like did they tell you like day of like who you're like winning or losing, or was it kind of like last minute?
What are you talking about?
yeah,
I
Ethan,
think it.
Ethan, yeah,
I
Ethan,
don't.
Ethan. Yeah, that's
Okay.
not.
I don't know what you mean.
Let's move on. So you had a great match against Triple Crown Champion Yuma Anzai. What was it like being in the ring with Anzai, a Triple Crown Champion, and could very well be the new ace of all Japan Pro Wrestling? And would you like a Triple Crown opportunity at some point?
I would absolutely love a Triple Crown opportunity at some point. I think Yuma Anzai certainly has all the tools that a young wrestler needs to be something very special in our sport. He's a good looking kid. He's got all the talent in the world. He's got a good hard work ethic. I think that he has a very bright future ahead of him. And I think if he continues to work as hard as I saw in my time there, there's no question about it. So I won't go too much into detail about this, but I had a small injury in the opener of the tournament. So that was my next match right after. And I was kind of bummed out because I felt like I couldn't go 100%. And I really wanted to have like a very good competitive back and forth with Anzai, but I felt like I just wasn't 100%. So I would love to eventually revisit that match and be able to give everything I have to it. And I think that would be a fun one to revisit at some point.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one. I would love to see that. Since we're talking about Anzai, who do you got? Miyahara or Anzai? I think Anzai is going to win it, but who do you think is going to win that one?
Oh man, that's a tough one because if the Champion Carnival taught us anything, it's that anybody can win at any time. Like for instance, I beat Honda in the opener. Anzai beat me the next show. And then a little later in the tournament, Honda beat Anzai. So it was that tournament taught us that it was a very competitive field and that really it's anybody's game. So, Miyahara's after watching him in person, he is just so damn good. Like I think he may be one of the most grossly underrated wrestlers on a global scale that there is. Just everything he does is so good. And everything from the way he wrestles from a technical standpoint to just every little fine detail he sprinkles into what he does and the way he interacts with the crowd. Yeah. That's just, he's so good. And he just gets it, but I like I previously mentioned about Anzai, I think he's the future of that company. And I think it's going to be, it really could go either way for me. Like, I can find justification in either answer. So.
Yeah, I think Anzai is going to finally get the big win over Miyahara, but we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But speaking of Miyahara, he's the ace of All Japan Pro Wrestling. When any fan thinks of All Japan Pro Wrestling, they think of Kento Miyahara. My opinion, one of the best wrestlers in the world. Very disappointed that he hasn't had a tour of the U.S. or even Canada yet. He definitely deserves one. But any level of disappointment on your part that you didn't get a chance to have a singles match with him in the tournament, and are you hoping for one in the future with Kento?
Well, yeah, that was there was a bit of a level of disappointment that I didn't get to. There were several guys that were in the A block who I would have loved to have got to dance with a little bit, whether it be in a singles or even a tag match. But Kento Miyahara is certainly one that I would love to, at some point in time, be able to have a singles with, because I think he's kind of he's like the litmus test. He's the bar there. So, if you can go out there and and improve yourself against him, then, you know, there's nothing else you really need to prove. I feel like, you know, if you can go out there and have a credible match with Kento and manage to, you know, especially if you manage to get your hand raised at the end of it, I feel like you've proven you belong at that point, you know, and there's nobody who can nobody can really dispute that after that. So
another match I would have loved to have seen was you against this guy right here.
He's a big
Cyrus.
boy.
That would have been an
big boy.
absolute. I know I mentioned him already, but that would have been a hell of a. I would think it would have been a slugfest. You guys would have been all over the Corking Hall.
It certainly would have been a slugfest. You know, it would have been shades of some of that 80s All Japan where, you know, the guys are fighting up and down the arena steps and everything. So, you know, that's one that, you know, again, you never know what the future may hold, because, you know, him and I are both United States based. So, you know, we may meet each other here at some point. So
that's true. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. That's true, man.
I can see you and Dave Boy Smith Jr. as well.
Yeah, that would be a good one. Him and I actually arrived in Japan on the same day, and we had never met previous to this, but he was a huge help to me over there. As far, you know, he's been to Japan so many times that he has it down to a science. So he kind of helped me navigate the train system and, you know, giving me some pointers on, like, you know, cultural do's and don'ts. So
did you get to do any sightseeing when you were in Japan?
A lot. Yeah, I treated this trip like it was the only time I would ever get to go, because you never know what happens, you know. So I treated this like, you know, of course I hope to go back, and, you know, that's the goal, is to go back as soon as possible. But I treated this trip like it would be the only time I ever got to go to the country. So I wanted to experience it for everything it had to offer. And on my off days, I, you know, went to the different parts of Tokyo, or went to some, like, the one day I went to a Buddhist temple, and there's like this giant Buddha statue. So just by coincidence, I had some friends from Toronto who were in Japan on vacation. So we linked up and went and did some sightseeing together. So that was fun.
Did you get to go to is it pronounced Ribera, the Ribera Steakhouse?
Oh, yeah, I got my jacket, and that was super cool. Yeah, that was super cool, because I, you know, sitting in there, the whole place is just wall to wall covered in photos of all the wrestlers who had been there over the years. And so just sitting there and looking around the room and just go, oh, there's Terry Gordy, or there's, you know, Bruiser Brody, there's Undertaker. You know, it was just cool to, like, see all the photos of the guys who'd been there, and then to, you know, become part of the tradition by getting my jacket. You know, that was a moment that I'll never forget.
All right. Well, somebody sent a question in for you here, but it's in Japanese, so I can't translate it. So Yuka, if you're watching, if you could translate the question and send it again in English.
I've got you, because Google Translate has a feature where all it says is, I want you to come to All Japan Pro Wrestling soon. It's not really a question, just more of a statement.
Oh, okay.
But thank you, Yuka. I hope to return to All Japan soon. Like I said just a minute ago, sooner than later. So,
okay, there we go.
But yeah, so Google Translate has a feature where, like, you can turn your camera on and it changes the Japanese characters to English, like, in real time. So that was my best friend over there, man. Like, with food menus and, like, hotel thermostats and everything, that was my best friend over there. I'd have been lost.
I did not know that, so I've learned something today. Thank you very much, Crewe. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. I would Google Translate, be like, switch to English, not the camera feature.
Dude, the camera feature's lifesaver. Yeah.
So, has there been any talk of possibly bringing you back for another tour of All Japan?
So, it I don't want to say one way or the other, because, you know, like, everything that I received from them was all very positive. And a couple people in the office, when we were saying our goodbyes, you know, they said, see you soon. So I'll take that for what it is.
Right.
You know, like I said, I would love to come back. I told them, you know, I made my intentions to them very clear. I said, you know, like, anytime you want me, I'll make sure I'm available, so I let them know that that's where I want to be and that I'll make anything work if they have dates for me.
All right, now we mentioned Harley Jackson. You guys teamed up in the final show. Huge crowd. I think there was like 2,600 people there. That was huge.
Yeah.
You guys were victorious. Hokuto Amore, and I can't remember, was it the other partner of, who was the partner of Amore?
He was the big dude that God dang, I can't remember his name. No,
not
he's
Abe, is
hold on. Oh, is it
Ayashi or something?
Kamarashi or something?
Yuma Arashi, I think it was.
Yeah, it's that.
But anyway,
strong dude. Just that real, just bowling ball strong dude. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great match, and you mentioned it was one of your favorites. But you and Jackson make a great team. It seemed like you guys were teaming together for years in that match. All Japan Pro Wrestling has Real World Tag League coming up later this year. Could we see Lord Crewe, Harley Jackson in the All Japan Pro Wrestling Real World Tag League this year?
Anything is possible, and I think that after that match, I think Jackson and I both kind of have made it clear on social media that we would like to revisit that in the tag tournament. So, I definitely think it's a real possibility. I know that there was a lot of positive comments coming in from the fans in Japan saying that they would like to see us in the tournament together. So, like I said, you never know, but I think it's definitely a very real possibility.
Well, I did tweet out, I would love to see it. And thanks for the retweet. And Harley Jackson also retweeted as well. So it's something I would love to see. I know Cyrus might be coming back with Ryan Davison. Well, I know Cyrus is coming back. What I should say is I would like to see Ryan Davison come back as his partner. I don't have any inside information. I don't know who his partner is going to be, but that would be a great match if Davison does come back. Cyrus, Ryan Davison against you and Harley Jackson. I think that would be a great in the finals as well. The final match, and then against the Saito brothers. What are your opinion on the Saito brothers as a tag team?
I mean, they're over like Jesus on Easter. They're those dudes come through the curtain and the crowd loses their mind. They have, it's hard not to have good chemistry when you've lived your entire lives together, and I grew up with only a little sister. So I'm sure if I had a twin brother and we grew up fighting each other and, getting in fights with other people, I'm sure that chemistry just kind of organically grows as you do. From a personal perspective, I think the Saito brothers are fantastic people. They're awesome dudes. They're both very humble and very just down to earth guys. Like the three of us went and got dinner one night, and after we'd already wrestled each other in the tournament, and it was decided that I wasn't going to the finals. So the three of us went and got dinner one night, and we just shared stories of our upbringings, and they've shared with me a lot of their history of their sumo wrestling background and all of that stuff, and they're just excellent dudes, and I wish them nothing but the best and all the success in the world.
Well, you win the ring with both of them, so who's tougher, June or Ray?
Well, I beat Ray and I was defeated by June.
And you lost to June.
I guess that question in a way answers itself. But I will say this though, my chest was a little sore after the Ray match. I do throw some chops.
Oh yeah. See, it looks like he's a strong dude.
Very strong dude. They're both very strong. Like I said, having that sumo background, like they're both deceptively strong. Yeah.
I don't know if it's deceptively strong, but I think that you could just see just how strong they are. I don't want to. Well, if I'm walking down a dark alley and I see a group of guys, I would want the Saitos watching my back. So
sure.
But Any other matches that you would like to have had? I know you mentioned Kento. We talked about Cyrus. Any other matches that you hope to get in the future? Singles matches to All Japan?
Yeah, I would like to wrestle Iogi. I think that would be fun. Yeah, I think that would be fun. He's another one who, sort of like I said about Kento, he's very good, and he has a way of connecting with that audience that is second to none. And as soon as he walks through that curtain, they lose their damn minds. I would like to another guy, a young guy who I was super impressed with, who I think also has a very bright future, is Ren Ayabe. He's terrific. So I think he's another one who, if he just continues to improve at the rate that he is, and really just sticks with his hard work and dedication, I think he's going to be another one who in the next 5-10 years is going to be on top of the wrestling world. So I would have liked to have been able to mix it up with him a bit. So, that's another one I'd, at some point in time, would be cool if I could visit that.
I'm just looking at my notes here. I forgot to mention one thing about the tag team match. I wanted to thank you for knocking that horse mask into the crowd.
I was waiting for him to ask that.
I think it hit. I think it hit like third row. So I got some distance.
Not a fan of the horse mask, but when you hit that mask and went into the crowd, I was very happy to see that. So, that was great stuff, man.
I was a little surprised by how far it went, if I'm being real honest with you.
Yeah, it's like, holy smoke, man! You must just.
That was funny.
It was a forearm. It was a forearm smash. Or was a clothesline. I think it was a clothesline, right?
And it just went smash to the side of the head.
Yeah, side of the head. And it just went. Oh, did he get the horse mask back, or did the fan keep it?
No, the fans over there. The fans over there are very. They're just. I think it's just Japanese culture in general. They're very very just honest people, and I don't think that they would ever be okay with keeping something that doesn't belong to them. Like it would just be like, it would stress them out that they have to give this back like now. You know what I mean? Like they wouldn't want that on their conscience that they took something that didn't belong to them.
Yeah, fair enough. I also noticed they use Rei Saito as an example. If he takes something from like a towel or something from a fan and he chokes somebody with it, I always notice he always makes sure he gives the towel back to the fan.
Yeah,
I've seen in the States they'll take the towel, they might throw it away, but he'll walk back, he'll give it back to the fan.
Yeah, June did that to me in our match. He took a towel from a fan and choked me with it.
Yeah.
And then I was able to, and then I handed it back to the fan.
That's right. I remember that. Yes.
It was a Jun Saito towel. So I was like, okay, man, you want to choke me with something with your own face on it? I'll tell you how I feel about that.
Here's my payback.
I'll tell you how I feel about that.
All right, man. So All Japan Pro Wrestling, we talked about that. Have two more questions. Sure. I know you've made a few appearances for AEW. How was the experience with AEW?
I mean, it was great. I've never had a bad day there. Whenever they've brought me in, I've always been treated well. And having met a lot of their roster along the way, like just coming up on the indies and stuff, it almost kind of feels like a little reunion sometimes, that I get to see some friends that I haven't seen in a little while. I've got to have some pretty fun matches there. Like I wrestled Matt Hardy in my hometown, which was kind of cool. Like just having that moment of wrestling somebody that I grew up watching in the arena that I would go see wrestling growing up. That was another one of those like kind of full circle, like, how is this my real life moments? Like there's a lot of times in wrestling that I have those moments like, this is my life now. Like this is just so surreal to me that this is the path that my life has taken. And now I'm here in this moment,
Well, you got to earn money to get those Gold Star chili hot dogs, right?
Well, yeah.
Didn't you get you had gotten a shot at the TNA digital title, didn't you, Crazy Steve?
Yeah, that was actually like a week or two before I left to go to Japan.
Okay.
I wrestled Crazy Steve at the Squared Circle Expo, which is like here in the Midwest, it's kind of becoming the premier like fan expo. They run usually right around WrestleMania time every year. And they've always treated me really well. They're like the one year I wrestled Nick Aldis, another year I wrestled Ace Austin, and then Crazy Steve this year. So yeah, it's a good little expo. They bring in a lot of really awesome talent. People seem to have a great time there. So I'm going to give Squared Circle Expo a little plug here. And
Okay.
you know, if you're in the Midwest and you can check it out, I think you'd really enjoy it.
All right, last question. Now that you're back in the States, what's next for Lord Crewe? Like, where are you going? Do you have any matches coming up? Any title defenses? Or
again, I mentioned earlier that I did get a little bit hurt in the match with Honda in Japan. Okay. So I'm kind of figuring out just how severe that is before I really dive completely back into my schedule. As it stands right now, I do have some stuff coming up on the horizon. I'm supposed to go and do Ring of Honor again soon.
Okay. Awesome.
Supposed to do that. And then I confirmed with somebody for another event that I can't really just say just yet because it hasn't been announced. But I kind of told him contingent upon what the doctor says, but I have a feeling that I'm going to be okay. Maybe just some like rest and, you know, a little physical therapy might get me straightened out. So I'm hoping that I don't have to take
you're going to be fine. Yeah, you're going to be fine.
I mean, I wrestled 10 more matches in the tournament on it. So I think if it was something super severe, I wouldn't have been able to continue to get through it. So again, I'm hoping for the best, preparing for the worst. And, but I think I'm going to be all right.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, Crewe, it's been awesome having you on. Thank you so much for joining us today.
No, thank you guys for having me. Seriously, it was really fun to talk about that experience. So
yeah, it was fun talking to you, man. I look forward to seeing you back in All Japan Pro Wrestling because I have a very good feeling we haven't seen the last of you in All Japan, and I think
I hope you're right. Yeah,
I think you and Jackson are going to be a tag team in the Real World Tag League. I'm going to cross my fingers like this.
We're just going to put it into the universe.
Throw in the universe.
We're going to put it in the universe.
And enjoy the rest of the weekend. And if you ever want to come back and talk, man, you're always welcome, man.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you both very much. Have a good one. All right.
You too.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Take care.
Bye. Oh, let's get back to the right screen. There we go. All right. That was awesome. Thank you so much, Lord Crewe. That was a great conversation, man. I really enjoyed talking to him, man.
Oh yeah, that was
so I
great.
guess he's great stuff, and I have no doubt. I have no doubt that we're going to see him back in. Let me remove him. Kick from studio. There we go. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay, sorry. Oh, there he goes. Okay, I was going to remove him. Okay, but yeah, I have no doubt we're going to see him back in All Japan Pro Wrestling very, very, very soon. Great talent there. All right, so let's move on. New Japan Pro Wrestling Best of the Super Juniors. I saw bits and pieces of a few matches. I didn't watch the whole thing. I got up late, and I think you mentioned that you didn't see any of the matches, but we could run down the results and. You okay? We run down the results and
oh yeah, you're good. Oh yeah, let's go. Let's run them.
Yeah. So the main event, El Desperado against Blake Christian. I saw bits and pieces of that one. It looked very good. Blake Christian going in undefeated. Of course, he was 4-0 with 8 points. Blake Christian is no longer undefeated. El Desperado defeated Blake Christian in the main event. So Christian has 8 points. Desperado moves up to 6 points. Hiromu Takahashi defeated Ninja Mac. I was a little disappointed there. I thought Ninja Mac was going to be getting a little push, but I think he's lost the last 3 matches. He won his first 2, and then he lost his last 3.
Yeah.
So he's stuck at 4 points. So and now Takahashi has 6. So I'm starting to think. I know I sent you my semifinalists, but I'm thinking now we're going to see Desperado and Takahashi probably in the semifinals, quite possibly in the finals against each other. I think that's where they might be going towards. What do you think, man?
That's what I'm thinking too. Honestly, Hiromu doesn't really need Super Juniors anymore. I mean, he's won it like 4 times. He doesn't really need it a 5th time. But I think he does make it to the semifinals. Honestly, now I'm thinking same with Desperado. I think he needs to advance from the A block. He's one. The other one, I can see Kevin Knight going there. Honestly, he's impressive, man.
Yeah, Kevin Knight. Did Kevin Knight? I think Kevin Knight lost his match to Kanemaru. Let me see. Oh yeah, Kevin Knight lost. So Yoshinobu Kanemaru defeated Kevin Knight. So Kevin Knight he's got 6 points still, so he's still in the running. So right now he's tied for second with Connors and Desperado and Titan also. Titan lost?
Yep.
Did Titan? Oh yeah, Clark Connors defeated Titan. Holy smoke. So
yeah, Titan lost his last two. He lost to Blake and then he lost to Clark today.
Oh, I just read something that just pissed me off. Bushi defeated Kosei Fujita. So and I think it was one of my favorites. He was one of my favorites to get it, but now he's down at 4 points. TJP won his first match.
Yeah, he was on the bubble.
He defeated Hayata, but one guy that's really impressed me that hasn't won a match, Dragon Daya also. He's having a great tournament, but he's 0-5. He lost today to Doki. So I don't know. So what do you think? Who do you think's gonna end up in the semifinals now?
I'm gonna say for Bebo, I'm gonna say Puroresu to be safe. I originally had Robbie Eagles, but I mean I think he's at 4, I think, right now. So I can see Doki. I wouldn't mind see Doki in there, honestly, in the semifinals. Honestly, B-Block's a little tougher to predict, honestly, a little more than the A block.
Yeah, Kushida won. Kushida defeated Ishimori. So A block right now, Blake Christian 8 points. He's in the lead. Clark Connors 6, Desperado 6, Kevin Knight 6, Titan 6, Bushi 4, Hayata 4, Fujita 4, Kanemaru 4, and TJP 2. Could you see TJP going on a win streak and actually getting to the semifinals? Do you think that something like that could happen?
I don't think so. Well, it was funny because today he was on the bubble, so if he lost here, he would have been mathematically eliminated. So he's technically still in the running, not like Dragon Daya where he's actually eliminated. But I mean, I could see TGP, but I don't think it's gonna happen. To be honest with you, he pretty much has to win like the next 5.
Yeah, no, I don't see it. I know the fans were really behind him to win that match, and he got a nice pop. But yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking Desperado. I guess I mentioned Takahashi in the semifinals. I think Kushida's going to get there now, and I wanted Ninja Mac. I thought they were going to push Ninja Mac.
Me too.
But no, and Francesco Akira. Well, the B block. Kushida 8 points. Doki 6 points. Doki might get to the semifinals. You know, Drilla Maloney's got 6. Takahashi 6. Eagles and Ishimori both have 6. Excuse me. Francesco Akira 4, Ninja Mac 4. Show lost today, and let's talk about Show. Let's talk about Show for a second. I can't watch any more Show matches. If the match involves Show, because I can't watch anymore. I don't know if you share that sentiment, but I just awful stuff with Show. The Hiromu Takahashi match was just awful.
Garbage.
Just garbage. I don't know. And I was watching clips of a Show match from like 4 or 5 years ago before he joined House of Torture. He was outstanding.
Right?
He was just outstanding. But now he's just I can't watch. I saw bits of this, and I know it looked like Yujiro Takahashi. That's his name. Yujiro Takahashi got involved, and there was like they brought like a foreign object in, and there's the ref bump, and but Show did lose to Robbie Eagles, and Fujita got involved, and it's just awful. So I can't like if there's a match with So, I'm turning it off and I'm waiting for that match, or if I can fast forward it, or if I could just skip it, I'm just skipping. I'm not watching any more Show matches. I'm boycotting all Show matches for the rest of the Super Juniors. Actually,
not the only one.
House of Torture should be called the House of Hot Garbage. That's the new name. The House of Hot Garbage.
Love it. They are hot garbage. I mean, Kanemaru, he's probably the only one I actually do like from House of Torture. I mean, because he's the heel master, so he's the only one that gets a pat. But everybody else is like if we took Show from 4 or 5 years ago and him as a heel, like without the House of Torture shit, then I wouldn't mind it so much. But this House of Torture shit, it's like, bro, this is almost like career like kill for you.
Yeah, it's just awful. New Japan Pro Wrestling. Have you noticed that their website's been currently undergoing maintenance for like the past 2 weeks?
Yep. Oh
Hey,
yeah.
what's going on there? Do we know what's going on there? What's
No,
going
it
on
was
with
funny.
that?
So 2 weeks ago, like I was trying to find the schedule and stuff, and it's down. I'm like, okay, whatever. Maybe a couple. Most websites take a day at the most to fix. The Japanese site took like 3 days to get fixed, but the English one's still down, so nobody has no idea what's going on anymore. I don't think
Yeah,
it's
I
getting
mean,
fixed at this rate.
no, I mean it's. I mean, usually, like I said, usually if something goes down, there's system maintenance. It's like you need 4 or 5 hours to fix it. But this has been going on for a couple of weeks now. I want to check the schedule for the next show, which is the 21st.
Yeah, we got a lot of
More-
shows going into next week.
I want to see who. Do you have the schedule up? I can't see
It's hard. I'll try.
Yeah,
grab
no,
it
I
one.
can't. If you can, it's not a big deal. I'm just curious in who. Oh, I could probably do it this way. So I want to
There's like a
see
show
who's facing.
Monday or Tuesday. I mean, sorry, tomorrow's Monday. Tuesday and I think
Let's
Wednesday,
see.
Thursday,
I
something like
could
that.
probably. Oh yeah, the 21st. So we have. Got to pull this closer. The eyesight's bad. So we got. I have to lift my glass up. So excuse me here. So
No
we got TJP against Kosei Fujita, Bushi against Clark Connors, Blake Christian against Hayata. Titan Kevin Knight, that's gonna be outstanding. Titan
I
against
can't wait
Kevin
for
Knight.
that one.
And Kanemaru versus El Desperado. So the good thing is there's no matches involving Show. There's no single matches involving Show. So I don't have to boycott any matches there. So that's the good thing. But yeah, so I'm looking. You know what? Titan Kevin Knight. I'm hoping Kevin Knight wins. I want to see Kevin Knight get a push. I'd like to see Kevin Knight get to the semifinals. Does Hayata have a chance of beating Blake Christian?
I can see it, honestly. I can see Hayata getting up to 6 points.
Yeah, I could see it. I could see it. I kind of think that they're treating Blake Christian like the new Golden Boy, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But I could see him getting to the semifinals, possibly the finals as well. But yeah, it's gonna be Bushi against Clark Connor should be okay. I think TJP is gonna get his second win. I think he's gonna beat Fujita. But we'll see.
I don't think Fujita's getting many more points, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think. I'm surprised. I'm surprised he's not getting more of a push. But yeah, but we'll see. But lots of great stuff going on. And we also found out that at Dominion, the finals of the Super Junior tournament is going to be the main event. How do you feel about that? I think it's great. Evil against John Moxley doesn't appeal to me one bit.
Nope.
Like Show, I boycott his matches. I might stop boycotting Evil matches as well. Because it's House of Hot Garbage. But yeah, I'm not interested in that match at all. But yeah, so I'm glad that they made the main event the finals of the best, which is a smart move. Which is smart move. Something going on outside? You're looking at like someone.
Oh no, I thought I heard something going on outside.
Oh.
People like to set fireworks around here, so I thought.
So there was a steel cage match going on in the backyard or something.
I wish.
Yeah, me too. I wish I had a cage. Build up the cage.
Yeah, okay. Well, but no, I'm glad the Super Junior Finals is headline Dominion. It's this first time like 10.5 years that the World Title has a main event, a big show. So they probably need Hiromu Desperado, maybe even probably Dominion. I can see that happening.
Yeah, if they're making it the main event, it's got to be the biggest match.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest match. Takahashi against El Desperado. And I think maybe that's why we're starting to see Takahashi and Desperado win their matches now, because I think they both started out 0-2. But now because the main event, it can't be Bushi against Drilla Maloney. That would be ridiculous. But yeah, so it would have to be the biggest match. So So I'm gonna just say Takahashi El Desperado in the finals. El Desperado wins it. So there we go. That's my pick right there. El Desperado wins the whole thing.
Yeah.
You agree?
I agree.
Okay. Yep. All right. Should we move on from I wrote here show matches. Yuck.
Best notes. That's a great note.
Those are my notes right there. Show matches. Yuck. So let's move on to Noah. I got a Sunny Voyage 2024. My goodness. Well, first of all, Go Shiozaki is starting to look like Stan Hansen. I don't know if you picked up on that. His body shape and his style is starting to look more and more like Stan Hansen. I think I saw that on Twitter, or I'm sorry, X, as well. But he's starting to look like. But he just beat the living hell out of poor Oiwa. I don't know if you saw Oiwa's interview after the match backstage. His face was red, his neck was red, his chest was all beat up. I don't know if that was just welcome to. I didn't. That was Shiozaki saying, "I never gave you my welcome to pro wrestling." No, so here it is. But that was a brutal. That was a great match. But it was a brutal match. It ended in a draw. Did you watch the match? Or?
I did. Yep. I thought it was really great match. I mean, I could we went 30 minutes. I was like, oh, it went 30 minutes. Whoa, that went by quick.
Yeah, well, it says 30 minutes, but maybe it's like 18 minutes. But it did go by pretty quickly. I'm gonna have to time the match. I'm gonna sit through it again because I feel bad for Oiwa because he's taking some clotheslines and those chops by Shiozaki. When he chops, like my computer screen cracks. I have to repair my computer screen every time Shiozaki throws a chop at someone. My goodness,
it's loud too. It sounds like the fans get quiet for a second, and then he chops. It sounds like a gunshot. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, and I'm like, Shiozaki, relax. Take it easy.
Oiwa owe you money or something? My God, man.
I know. My gosh, come on.
I'm like, ow.
Did they shake hands after the match? I can't remember.
I think they did. I can't remember either, to be honest.
I don't think so.
I think Oiwa walked away. I think in frustration. Yeah. I think he's going heel.
So great, and I don't know. You don't see Kiyomiya with Oiwa anymore because Kiyomiya is now with it's New Rebellion, right? The New Rebellion. Rebellion. I'm thinking of New Japan Pro Wrestling. All Rebellion. So he's with the new faction. I'm surprised that Oiwa was not a part of that faction. I know we talked about last week a bit. Do you think it's just he's going back to New Japan, so there's no point putting him in the faction? Do you think that's what
I'm thinking? He's probably going back soon, or maybe the heel turn. I'm leaning more towards like maybe like going back to New Japan probably the next few months. But I think when he first announced the group, I was a little surprised like Oiwa wasn't there, or unless Kima would be like, hey, he's not here, but he's part of the group. But they brought Alejandro and Cristobal. Someone said that apparently that's Kai Fujimura under a mask, but I don't fully know for that for sure. Don't quote me on that because I don't fully know. But I think Oiwa might have a match with Kiyomiya down the road.
I found it odd because it's All Rebellion. It's the top Noah stars who've been with Noah for a while, and they want to raise Noah up to be the best promotion in Japan. So I was a little confused. Alejandro, I can understand coming in, but Cristobal made his debut, like 4 weeks ago. So I was a little confused as to why Cristobal is part of the I almost said New Rebellion, All Rebellion. Actually, I mean, he just I don't even know if he's a full-fledged member of Noah, but he wants to be part of a faction that wants to build Noah up. So here's my theory, and I'm probably way off here, but I'm going to give it anyway. Cristobal is Katsuhiko Nakajima. That's my theory. It doesn't look like him now. Someone else is playing him, but eventually he's going to take the mask off and it's going to be Nakajima. Because that makes the most sense. That Nakajima wanting to raise up Pro Wrestling Noah. That's my theory. I know it's far-fetched, but I just want to put that out there.
You're not fully... I can see that. That actually, you know what? That'd be kind of dope. Actually, he's on a match.
It's just like, or why do I keep now New Rebellion stuck in my head? But I can see All Rebellion, eventually down the line, the people are going to want to know who's Crystal Ball. That's going to be like a big thing is take off the mask. And it's going to be Ric Flair.
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair doing, he did, I think it was wasn't it, he did, when he was feuding with Sting, he did there was a gimmick, I think the Black Demon, I forgot,
Black Scorpion.
well, anyway, Black Scorpion, that's right. And it wound up being, it was never played by Ric Flair except the final match, and it turned out to be Ric Flair.
Yes, that's for like it was like Rick Rude and somebody. It was like different people, and then like the final, literally the last like night of it, they're like, yeah, here it's Ric Flair.
It's Ric Flair, which was stupid. But if Cristobal, who is obviously being played by someone not Nakajima right now, but eventually turns out to be Nakajima, that would be amazing. That would be incredible.
That'd be pretty dope.
I'd be all for that. And I hope it happens. I hope it happens. Because what is he doing now anyway, Nakajima? He's not doing anything. Right now.
I don't think he's doing anything. Somebody said he might try to like go back to All Japan, but I could see that too. But I kind of want to see the Lucis theory now happen. Come reality.
Yeah. That's what I want. That's the theory. That's what I hope happens. I hope we get Nakajima. And let's stick with let's stick with Noah. Oka Sasaki and Eita officially signed with Pro Wrestling Noah, which is great. Love Eita. I didn't realize Eita was a freelancer, but I kind of should have known that because I have watched him in Dragon Gate. But now they're officially members of Pro Wrestling Noah, which is cool. Oka Sasaki teaming with Yu Owada. They lost to Keito Kiyomiya and Alejandro at Sunny Voyage 2024. Sasaki had some pretty good interactions with Kiyomiya, so Sasaki's got some good talent there.
I thought Sasaki was already signed the first day he came in, but I guess he was like freelance. And Ito, I thought he was signed like last year. I forgot. I did forget he was freelance, but I thought he signed like late last year. But I guess not. Till yesterday.
Yeah, no, he was freelancing because he was making a lot of appearances for Dragon Gate, I believe, as well. But
yeah,
so I think Sasaki was.
I
think Sasaki was just on a tryout, but yeah, no, they both. Two excellent additions to Pro Wrestling Noah, and I think Eita is going to be, of course, junior division. But I think I could see Sasaki. Somebody's sending me a message right now. I'm doing a podcast, but I can see Sasaki. I can see Sasaki holding the national title in about a year or two. I think he's got talent. I think he's got a lot of potential. Only thing is, I think he's 35 though, so he's gonna have to realize that potential pretty quickly. Because I think he's 30. I could be wrong. I think he's in his 30s.
He's in his 30s. I think he's like, between like 34 and 36 around there.
Yeah, because he was doing the MMA stuff before.
Yeah.
And we have a new president. I didn't write the president's name down. I think I have. By chance, do you have the name of the president written down somewhere?
For the Cyber Fight?
For Cyber Fight, yeah. If you don't, it's okay.
No, I.
Oh wait, here we go. I got it right here. New Cyber Fight. So it's Yasuaki Okamoto has been appointed as the new president of Cyber Fight, and he says he wants to strengthen the relationship with WWE.
Oh, great.
Why? Well, we know why, but me as a fan, I'm not all for that. I'm not a fan of the WWE. Are they going to have? Are we going to have like? I can't even think of Cody Rhodes going to come defend the WWE Championship against Oka Sasaki.
Look, I like WWE, but I don't want that partnership to happen, please.
Yeah, I don't know. I know. I think WWE is. I think they're on Abema. Is that the TV service that they use sometimes?
Yeah, they're on a Abema.
Abema, yeah. So maybe that's just what I know. AEW, All Japan Pro Wrestling. They were trying to get something going with the WWE, but that's seems to have fizzled, and now they're working with the NWA. They're working with NWA now, so they it's kind of win-win for All Japan Pro Wrestling. Oh, I'm sorry. We're gonna talk about All Japan Pro Wrestling in a second, because I know you really want to talk about EC3's NWA World Heavyweight Championship match against Ryuki Honda. But yes, I don't know. I wouldn't. I'm not for. I just want Noah to be Noah. I don't want Noah to be part of WWE. I don't know if Noah's like, well, New Japan Pro Wrestling's with AEW, so we're gonna try to get with WWE. And even if they do, even if like they send like Keno to the WWE for some matches, nobody over there is gonna know who he is, which is a travesty because he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. But they're not gonna know who he is, and they're probably gonna give him some mist to spit at somebody, and they're gonna put a jacket on him and bring back Kushida Tokyo Japan and have the wasn't he teaming with Kushida as Jacket Time?
Yes.
I think we're gonna get Jacket Time back in the WWE. Maybe that's what maybe they bring Oka Sasaki and Eita signed with Noah so they could be the new Jacket Time.
Oh my god.
We got Jacket Time. It's like, yeah, we got to strengthen our relationship with the WWE, so we're gonna bring back Jacket Time, everybody. Yeah, that's my first order of business for Yasuaki Okamoto is to bring back Jacket Time. Bring back Jacket Time because it was such a successful gimmick for both parties involved. That's why Kushida left. Speaking of Kushida, he's having a great Super Junior tournament. I know we spoke about that. I don't think we mentioned Kushida. He's probably getting to the semifinals. But anyways, let's. But Keishi Muto was named as a talent scout, and he said he's going to be looking for non-Japanese wrestlers. Do you have anybody in mind that you would love to see? I have a few written down, but is there anybody you would love to see in Pro Wrestling Noah?
You go with yours first. I want to hear.
Yeah, I have
first.
Alec Price. I would love to see Alec Price in Pro Wrestling Noah. Jordan Oliver, and then I got three guys from Canada: Junior Benito, McCray Martin, and Vaughn Vertigo. They're three outstanding talents. But I would love to see those five. Also, Marcus Mathers, also another great talent. I'd like to see him.
He was in Big Japan there a couple weeks ago.
Marcus Mathers?
Yeah, he was in Big Japan last week or
really?
week before. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. I would have kept my subscription then. I wouldn't have canceled so quickly if I.
He had a title match with it was a UWA tag. It was him and somebody. I think Jacob Crane. I think it was. It was Marcus Mathers. Somebody against Kota Sukafuda and Kaji Tomato for the UWA tag toss. I was like, oh, I want to go see that, but it's not uploaded yet. So.
Okay, well, I don't subscribe, so I can't watch it anyway. So I subscribe to Stardom now, which is the better option. And I'm looking at all the Big Japan Pro Wrestling fans out there. The better option is subscribing to Stardom. Okay. All right. There we go.
John's gonna go after you now for that.
Yeah, John's coming after me. John's already in his car. John just got into his car. John Buller just got into his car. He started up the engine. He's driving up to Windsor right now. He's got his passport and everything. He's not even going to stop at the border. He's just going to drive right through the border.
Sir, I need your boarding pass.
No, it's going right through. He's like, Big Japan. Oh, okay, go ahead. Oh, it's John Buller. Let him go. I'm literally like 15 minutes from the border. So he'll be, once he gets past the border, he's 15 minutes from my house. He's probably here now. It's coming after me. But yeah, who would you like to see? Who would you like to see?
Those five I do agree with.
Okay.
I can see Kevin Blackwood. I think he'd be pretty good.
Oh my gosh. Of course, Kevin Blackwood.
He
absolutely
underrated talent.
Outstanding talent.
One called Manders. I can see him doing a tour.
Ooh, you get me excited now. That's another great talent.
Matthew Justice. If they want to do like tag team, I can see Matthew Justice coming down for a bit. somebody else in my name. There's somebody else I just had. Excuse me. I just had his name in my head and it went away. Wow, it slipped my mind. I'll remember like 10 minutes later. But those are the top two I wouldn't mind. Those three I wouldn't mind seeing. I could see Mustafa Ali doing Noah tour, like not a long one, maybe like a couple shows there and there.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot to go through.
Yeah, there's quite a few. I'd like to see Matt Cardona in a once he gets healed up. I'd like to see Matt Cardona in a Noah ring.
He did DDT for a bit. I thought he did pretty good in Japan there.
He did great in Japan. I love those matches.
I could see him making another tour for Noah or something. That'd be kind of cool.
His match against Endo for DDT was fantastic. But yeah, I'd love to.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah, I'd love to see Cardona once he's injured with the torn pec, but once he's back, I'd love to see him. But yeah, so Keishi Muto is he's on the prowl for fresh talent. I mean, they got Starboy Charlie now. I'm surprised they didn't give the win to Starboy Charlie in that tag team match because he's got the match coming up, the title match against Daga. It really would have put him over a little bit, but he didn't lose the match for the team, but he was on the losing team. So I'm surprised that they didn't put him over at Sunny Voyage 2024. Would have made sense. I don't know if you agree with me on that. My gosh, I need a haircut badly. I gotta have to shave this off. No, man.
No, but that's not much. They should have got him at least a pinfall win.
Yeah. Just wait here. I'm gonna go get a haircut. I'll be back in about 2 hours again.
Yeah, just sit here, just talk like for 2 more hours.
Yeah, just talk. Just don't say anything for 2 hours. Just like until I come back. We'll be live. It'll be a silent podcast. Yeah, but do you think we're gonna see a lot? We're gonna see over the next few months. You think we're gonna see some more talent from the States coming in? Some young talent.
Oh god, yeah. Oh yeah. I can see Vinny Mazzaro coming in.
Yeah, well, he was
come back. I should say
he did a run. Yeah, he did one. I know Titus Alexander. They should just sign Titus Alexander. They should sign him to the same contract that they have Ninja Max signed to. Titus Alexander is one. Who won last night? Titus Alexander or Marufuji?
Oh, thank you for.
They wrestled at West Coast Pro.
I'm gonna look. Give me one. I'm gonna try to find results. I'm gonna go on Cage Match, see if I can find it.
Yeah, see if it's up there. And then when we're done,
all right, here we go. So the winner was Marufuji at 24 minutes and 55 seconds.
Okay, good. How what was the time?
24:55.
Okay, so Marufuji won. So that's
it's on YouTube if you want to watch it.
Oh, it is on YouTube. It's not on.
The whole show is on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh shoot! I'm gonna have to watch that match. Yeah, I'm sure it was fantastic.
It's the semi-main events before the. Speaking of Count Blackwood, it was right before his title match in the main event. So.
Okay. Oh, Kevin Black is the West Coast Pro champion.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So Kevin Blackwood there, Marufuji there. Muto, look of a talent. Marufuji is the executive vice president, I think, right? Of
He is, yeah.
So he could. Hey, I'm sure there was a conversation between Marufuji and Blackwood last night about bringing. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Blackwood in the next month or so in Pro Wrestling Noah. That would be sweet.
Dope. That was pretty dope.
156 viewers right now. That's not too bad. Thank you, everybody who's been watching. We actually got a like this time. No, not a like. We got a love. Somebody actually is loving the podcast. So that's great stuff, man. Great stuff. It's you. It's not me. They don't like me. They like you. So they're watching it because of you, Ethan.
No, they watch it because both of us.
Because I don't have a beard. You do. So they're
my beard's
they're gravitating towards you. Yeah, man. That's true. So let's get on to the most important topic that we're going to be discussing today, and that's EC3. EC3 defending the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, and he's got a challenger now. It's Ryuki Honda. Ryuki Honda says he's going to win the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, and what has me scared is it appears, according to the All Japan website, because they have the match listed first, that that's the main event. it appears that it doesn't say main event, but usually don't they put the top match first? Don't they list the top match first all the time on All Japan?
Sometimes, but I think they did say the Triple Crown's main event. I think.
Okay, that because they have that match first, and they call EC3 King on the website, so it's
not
King.
a king. Get out of
King
here.
EC3 against Ryuki Honda. I like Honda. I think Honda is going to make a match out of it. I don't know. You tell me about EC3 these days. I know when he was in TNA, I was a fan. But how's 2024 NWA champion EC3? Is he worth watching?
I don't know. I don't watch NWA, so I can't say. I can't give you
I don't watch it either.
Well, he when he was in TNA and WWE, he wasn't too bad, and then when he started doing his control the narrative, cringy shit, it was horrible. But he had I seen clips of his horrible match tires last year. Oof. But I haven't seen him much, so I can't give a full out answer.
So yeah, so it looks like NWA and All Japan Pro Wrestling have formed a rock solid partnership.
Oh
but All Japan Pro Wrestling, I mean, they were trying to get something going with NXT, and they had the NXT. It was what's the dude's name? It was
Charlie Dempsey, Regal's son.
Charlie Regal's son. He popped in, and they were trying to get some NXT wrestlers for Champion Carnival, but I guess it fizzled out. So now they're looking to the NWA. I don't know why nobody looks to TNA. TNA's got a great roster. I mean, if they brought in Moose against Ryuki Honda instead, I'd be for that.
I'd be down for that.
I mean, we had Gresham with TNA made a few appearances a few months ago. I don't know if he was signed with TNA at the time. He might have been a freelancer.
I think he was a freelancer at the time. Yeah.
I mean, because they I don't know. Do you think there's going to be an ongoing working agreement between the two, or I think it's just a one-off thing?
I think it's a one-up. I think they just wanted to say they've had a title defense in Japan, and first time in I think over 50 or 60 years or something like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of history with the NWA World Title in Japan, so I think they're But then you have Perot and Addison, the End, making their return, and they immediately get a title shot against the Saito brothers. Actually, I'm looking forward to this match. This is going to be a really good match, but I don't see the Saito brothers losing.
I don't either.
But this should be a really good. This should be a hell of a match between two great tag teams.
Now the pair always said those two guys. I'm pretty excited to see back in All Japan since 2019.
Yeah, when I first started watching All Japan, they were the top tag team there, and I became a fan. But I'm excited that they're coming back. Are they with NWA as well? Addison and Perot?
Perot isn't. He's doing GCW and other stuff. Addison is with the NWA though.
Okay, so maybe there's a little working agreement going on there between the two.
Not small.
Small. It's just there's not that many people that they could send over from the NWA that people are going to care about. So maybe Billy Corgan will show up, and maybe he'll maybe there'll be maybe he'll have a Smashing Pumpkins concert before. There'll be a Smashing Pumpkins mini concert before the NWA World Heavyweight Championship.
Impromptu concert.
Billy Corgan debuts. Billy Corgan debuts his new solo song at Corgan. Billy Corgan whips out the guitar at Corgan Hall, starts playing in the middle of the ring. But but Honda's going to give a good match, but Honda's not going to win the. I'd love to see Honda win the title, unless they do something like what they used to do in Japan, like Bob Backlund went over and he lost the WWF title to Antonio Inoki, and then 3 days later he won it back from Antonio Inoki. I think Harley Race or Jack Briscoe. No, I think it was Jack Briscoe that lost it to Giant Baba and then won it back 3 days later in Japan. Unless they do something like that, like Honda wins the NWA World Title, holds it for 3 days, and loses it back to EC3. They could do something like that, just like do it old school style. Can you? I don't think you're hip to that. I don't think you see that happening.
I wish it would, but I don't think it's happening, to be honest with you.
All right, then of course you got Ayagi against Kershio, Tokyo, Japan. Who cares? I'm not a fan of Tokyo, Japan. I just because Ayagi is just going to make fun of him again, come out with his own jacket, and it's going to be jacket versus jacket. It's going to be
clothesline hanging match. Whoever hangs the jacket on the clothesline wins, or on the clothes hanger.
Yeah, yeah. I for a second, because they were. I thought I saw a stipulation, and I'm like, is that the stipulation? But it's like the jacket has to be hung up. They're gonna have like clothing racks around the ring, and you have to find the blue hanger, which is gonna be hidden in all the hangers. You have to find the blue hanger, and you have to hang it up, and you have to climb up the ladder, and you have to hang it from the rafters of Corkin Hall. That's who's gonna win. It's gonna be a jacket hanging.
You know what? I want that to happen now. I want to see that kind of now. First one, a hanger.
I'm not interested. I don't care about that. I don't care about another match. Other match cards are going to be announced. Wonder who. I'd like to see Renayabi in a singles match against somebody. They got to build him up. He's going to be great, Renayabi, but then of course Yuma Ansai against Kenta Miyahara, which is going to be one of the matches of the year, a match of the year candidate, I should say.
I'm excited for that one.
And Ansai, I think, is going to retain, but this match is going to be on a Wednesday, unfortunately, and I'm going to be at work in the morning, which is, I don't know why this should be a weekend show. I mean, it starts at 5:30 in the morning. This should be a weekend show, not a Wednesday show. I mean, this is the biggest match of the year for All Japan Pro Wrestling, in my opinion. And it should be on the weekend where everybody could watch it all around the world. But I guess Billy Horgan's booked on the weekend, so they got to do it on a Wednesday.
Weekends don't work for me, brother.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm booked. Let's do it on a Wednesday. I'll debut my song on a Wednesday at Corkin Hall.
Oh yeah,
so that's
29 days a Wednesday.
That's going to be the big. That's going to be the big news. Oh man. All right. So let's start. Stardom had a big show. I didn't get to see any of it. I know you did. Do you want to talk about Stardom a little bit before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I'll run down the results.
Yeah, talk about Stardom. Stardom's a great. I just want to say again, I'm so glad that I signed up for Stardom. Such a great promotion. I'm really enjoying it. Still, I'm learning the names gradually, but what a great promotion. One of the best in the world. One of the best in the world, in my opinion. But go ahead, talk about Stardom. I'm going to rest my voice for a bit.
No problem. I'll round down and then I'll give you my recommendation. So the pre-show match with Tina versus Rina Nagami goes to a 10 minute. There we go. How's I can't talk. 10-minute draw. So actual show starts off with another 15-minute time draw. Stardom loves doing those. That's one thing I kind of hate, but whatever. Crazy Star versus Nazi Boys and Starlight Kid went to a 15-minute cage match. You got to fix your results there. Micah defeated Hanago at 9 minutes 41 seconds. Fugan Def Arena and Aisha Anabata defeat Miyashiro Kawa, Wakatsuki Yama, and Casino 13 minutes and 12 seconds. We had a gauntlet match for a shot at the Stardom titles, and that was won by Bubba Watanabe, Natsuhiko Tora, and Tekla at 19 minutes 43 seconds overall time for that match. Side Kamatari retains the high speed title over Sai Ito 11 minutes 10 seconds. Best friends Arisa Nakajima and Tetsu Fujimoto defeat stars Mai Watanabe and Heeden at 21 minutes 17 seconds. That's a great match. Will Niger retains the TBS title over Tam Nakao 17 minutes 9 seconds. In the main event, Soriano retains her Wonder of Stardom title over Emi Sorai 24 minutes and 33 seconds. Honestly, if you have time, let's just watch the last 4 matches. That's really the best ones of the show.
Okay.
And the opening match to a Crazy Star and Arcade and
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that getting to Stardom World. I thought it was going to be live on Stardom World. I was looking for it, and I was like, "Where is it? Where is it?" And I was like, "It was a pay per view." I was like, "Oh man, it's a pay per view." But I'm sure it's going to
Boo.
eventually. It'll get to Stardom World in a few days, and I'll watch it then.
Yeah, a couple of days. But you probably
Yeah, a
only have to
couple of
wait like
days.
2 or 3 days. Yeah, at the most.
Mayu Iwatani, didn't she nominate a
Fujimoto did
somebody
cover
that's
counter. Yeah.
yeah? So I saw a picture of Iwatani after the match. She had like a little cut on her eye. Did she get was she cut under the eye? Was it bad?
It was so her and not you. I think it was Nakajima. They were having like a forum out, and I think she might have elbowed her a little too hard to cut there. I had to go back and see because I seen a few pictures. I was like, oh shit, what happened there? But
Yeah.
I mean, Tani's tough. But that was the cut wasn't too bad. They was just
All
like
right,
put a band-aid on, done kind of thing.
All right, man. Cool. I'm glad she's okay because she's my she's my favorite at the moment in Stardom. So I'm glad she's okay. I'm glad she's okay. 'Cause I was very concerned. I was very concerned.
No, she's fine.
All right, that's cool. All right, man. We're like hour 20 in, man. We got 164 people watching. I think it's time to wrap it up for the day. What do you think, man?
Yeah, we'll wrap. Yeah, we'll wrap for the week. We'll come back next week. Tell them more.
Okay, so we'll be back next week. Everybody that's been watching, thank you so much for joining us today. Again, I want to thank Lord Crewe. Great interview, great guy. Looking forward to seeing him back in All Japan Pro Wrestling and having him back on the show eventually. But until then, thanks everybody. Take care. Bye-bye and stay safe. Let's end this stream and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Yes, I do want to end